Willkommen. My name is Sean Huggins. I'm an American living in Germany, and on this channel, I'm looking to learn all about life in Germany and Europe in general through reacting to silly videos on the internet and stuff with you guys. So if you enjoy, please subscribe, hit the like button, check out more videos on the channel every single day. Let's get straight into it. Today we got the dumbest questions I've been asked by Americans. I have some pretty low standards for Americans asking pretty stupid questions, so this should be interesting.
You know when people say that there are no dumb questions? I actually say that myself a lot. Well, turns out sometimes there are.
Here we go.
Hallo, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, on and off since 2016. So for the fifth and last video of my Ask a German mini-series, I'm gonna answer this question that a lot of you guys also voted for in the poll. What's the most annoying question you get asked by Americans? Which reminded me of this TikTok trend from a couple months ago where people from all over the world talked about the dumbest question an American had asked them.
There's maybe like 10 of us all trying to explain to this American couple why they probably don't have fireworks for the 4th of July in Marrakesh, Morocco.
And I said I've never really been more than a city kid. Like I've always been either near or in a city. And she asked me, weren't you born in Peru? And I was like, yes.
Oh,
she
no.
goes, wait, I don't understand. Like, how are you in a city in Peru?
Oh, no.
And then he said, oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you. It's not pronounced Algeria. It's pronounced Argentina.
No!
I had to explain to him that I came from an actual country called Algeria.
So I decided that I'll be sharing both with you, the most annoying and the dumbest questions I've been asked by Americans. And of course, no offense to anyone who has asked me these things before. As I said in this
I'm already offended.
video, I usually don't think that any questions are stupid, especially when it's about cultural differences and those kinds of things. But that doesn't mean that there aren't moments where I think to myself, wow, seriously? Still, please just take it with a grain of salt. Let's start with the dumbest questions I've been asked by Americans, and the first one is this one. Why do we call Germany Deutschland in German? I had never been asked.
I'm not mad at Americans asking this question because it's pretty stupid, but it's not like the most stupid. You know what I mean?
This question before I came to the US, and I do understand people wondering about why Germany has so many different names in different languages. But I've straight up been asked before, so why do you have a different name for your country? Why don't you just call it Germany? Or why do you call your hometown this weird other name, München, if you could just say Munich? Number 2 on my list is this one. Hi.
Why don't you just call München Munich like everyone else? Nice.
Felicia, I'm from Germany. Wow, that's so cool. Like, have you lived in Germany before? Yeah, I was born and raised there. I didn't even come to the US until I was 22, after I got my bachelor's degree. So, do you speak German? Which language do people think one speaks when they're born and raised in Germany? Sometimes the conversation even goes on a little. Yeah, of course I do. Like, fluently? Yeah, it's my native language. Like, my whole family is German. And guys, I've probably had this conversation 10 to 20 times in the US, so it's not one of those once-in-a-lifetime situations. I actually just had it again this past weekend. Back to the dumbest questions I've been asked by Americans, and the next one is yet another one that I had never heard outside of the US.
Oh, no.
And I've been to about 20 different countries in total.
Oh, no.
Hey, German girl, so what's it like driving on the wrong side of the road? What do you mean? You know, since we drive on the right side of the road here, so do we in Germany.
Oh, no.
Wait, I thought you guys drive on the left side. Really don't know why so many people think this, because I'm telling you, even Americans that know a little more about the rest of the world than the average American have asked me this before. But guys, it's mainly...
I'm going to assume that a lot of Americans think that everywhere outside of America drives on the other side of the road. I don't know why they would think that, but that's my assumption.
Only the UK and former British colonies that drive on the left side,
it's just
like Australia, New
British
Zealand,
stuff.
South Africa, or countries in Southeast Asia like Thailand. But in Europe, we all drive on the right side, besides the British. Next up, I always find it a dumb question when I tell people that my name is Felicia or Felicia in German, and they ask why I have an American name if I'm German. I know that's not a super dumb question, but I always find it a little ignorant.
That's pretty dumb.
So many names are names that you'll find in all kinds of languages, like Julia, Julia, or Anna, Anna, or Peter, Peter. And Felicia has a Latin origin and shows up in all kinds of languages. That's actually one of the reasons my parents gave me this name, because they thought it might be helpful if the name exists in other languages as well. And well, they were right about that. And to get to the really dumb question.
Pretty helpful to have a name that converts to other languages. Not helpful when it gets converted to a language of dummies, meaning dumb Americans.
We're gonna have to go back in time a little to when I came to the US for the first time at the age of 16 to participate in a high school exchange. Some of the American kids were even younger than 16 at the time, and I think it's okay that they didn't know all that much about other countries, but I was still shocked by some of these questions. I got the classics, like if all Germans are Nazis or if Hitler is still alive, but also questions like, do you guys have refrigerators in Germany? Now let's get to the most annoying questions I get asked by Americans.
Dude, actually, this is actually pretty funny. Before I moved to Germany, my grandma asked me if there are TVs in Germany. I don't know if she was kidding or not. I don't think that she was. TVs and internet. She thought moving to Germany was like moving to like a deserted island or something. I don't know. It happens, people. I don't know why it happens, but it happens.
And the first one is more of a me thing, I think. I don't think that other Germans are annoyed by this, but when people talk about soccer around me, they often go, oh, no, sorry, you guys call it football, right? So this football player, Lionel Messi, blah, blah, blah. Or when I say soccer, people often go, wait, I thought you guys called it football. And yes, I know that some Europeans are very set on calling it football, but I always find this kind of annoying. Like, I'm speaking American English right now. Why would I call it football if that just leads to confusion in this country?
That's true, but there are times when somebody is an English speaker talking about soccer and then somebody's like, it's not soccer, it's football. So it just depends on the person. But obviously, I see her point. If she's speaking American English and she's talking about soccer, you know what she's saying, obviously.
I really don't care what it's called. I just want to make sure that everyone understands what we're talking about. Plus,
exactly.
No, we don't call it football in Germany, actually. We call it Fußball. So I personally really don't care which English word I use for it. In America,
Fußball, not football. Stupid Americans.
It's called soccer, so that's what I'll say, and that's what I expect Americans to use too. Then I find it kind of annoying that I always get asked things like, wait, don't you guys drink your beer warm in Germany? No, Kyle, we don't.
I actually haven't heard that one as like a stereotype or anything, but I do know one guy on Issa's side of the family. Issa is my fiance. She's German and her family is Romanian. He drinks warmed up beer, not room temperature beer. He warms up the beer, and that's how he drinks it. He says it's better for his stomach or something. I don't know, but that's the only time I've ever really heard of it.
Don't. I've addressed this topic in several videos before, though, if you're interested. Number 3 on the list of annoying questions is when Americans say something like, so how are you dealing with all of our local accents? Like, have you noticed that some people will call it pop instead of soda? That must be so confusing to you. What accents are you talking about? Like, yes, regional accents are a thing in the US, but compared to pretty much every other country in the world that has been around for more than 300 years, Americans literally speak the same wherever you go. Like, in Germany, we have over 100 dialects, and our country is smaller than Texas. Sometimes people speak a different dialect in the neighboring village with...
Yeah, dude, different dialects in Germany can be essentially a whole different language. Like, it's completely different pronunciation, completely different vocabulary. Like, it can be completely different everything. In America, usually the dialects are pretty slight and you can still make out what the other person's saying. But there are some extreme local dialects that even I don't understand as a native English speaker. But like I said, those are extreme cases.
With different pronunciations, different words, and different sentence structures. It's really not that crazy that there are a couple words that people use differently in different parts of the US.
Yep.
Given how big this country is, the amount of different accents and dialects is actually extremely low. And the same thing goes for when people say things like, you gotta know that us Americans, we use a lot of slang. We don't really speak proper English, you know. Oh, thank you for explaining that.
Huh?
Yeah, other languages...
People actually say that? Dude, everybody has slang. What the heck you talking about, dude? What? Everyone has slang.
Just don't have colloquialisms and slang. And last but not least, this might sound kind of mean. I think a few of these things actually have
I'm already offended. Let's go.
sounded kind of mean, but I sometimes find it annoying when people ask me about how authentic the German food is at a specific restaurant here. Like, it really depends.
Oh, I'm so offended. Are you telling me my hamburger from Chili's isn't authentic German food?
On what
Just
you
kidding.
mean
Just kidding, by the way. Just joking around. Don't come for me in the comments.
by that, because we don't eat schnitzel and potato salad every single day in Germany, and most of what you find here is traditional Bavarian food and doesn't represent the rest of Germany at all. So the answer is that
Yep.
in most cases things have been Americanized a little, so that's something that I can at least
course.
judge. And it's also pretty easy to judge the pretzels, which aren't German at all at most places in the US. And beer cheese isn't a German thing either, guys, and neither is dipping your pretzels in mustard. But yeah, I personally
What the heck is beer cheese? Beer cheese dip? I've never even heard of this. What? It's just cheese? It's just cheese? Melted cheese? Okay, cool. I never would have assumed that was German.
don't love that question because it's just such a vague question to answer. And the weirdest thing is when people ask me about pseudo-German food that is actually from the US, like Geta, which is very popular here in the Cincinnati region, or sauerkraut balls, or the beer
What
cheese
the
dip
heck?
that I just mentioned. And then people ask me how authentic that is, and I'm just like,
It's
well,
not.
I've never seen this before I came to the US. So those were all the things that I could think of for these questions. The craziest response on TikTok that I've come across, and several people have shared the same story here, is about Americans being confused when a foreigner explains to them that their family is 7 hours ahead because of the time zones, and apparently the American doesn't really understand time zones, so they ask, so why didn't anyone warn us about 9/11 then if they're 7 hours ahead? Yeah. People have seriously shared personal stories like that, and there are a lot more of those questions out there that you can check out. This was
What?
it with my Ask German.
I'm embarrassed for my people. I'm embarrassed for my country. I'm embarrassed for humanity. I'm embarrassed for my universe. Dude, some Americans are really, really stupid. I'll just throw it out there. But not all Americans are like that. These are like the worst stories. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone is like that. A lot of people, yes. Everyone, no. But it is funny to hear these stories, at least for me. At any rate, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, check out some more videos on the channel. New videos every day. Like and comment for the algorithm. I appreciate it. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.